Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with the first of my new series called the Mini Series. Now, this little clip's going to appear at the beginning of most of these videos until I either decide I don't like doing them or it makes sense as to what is going on. And what these are going to be is they're basically just going to be my final thoughts on a bunch of different games that I have that for some reason or another I haven't gotten reviewed yet. It might be I'm having a hard time getting the proper player count. It might be it just came in at a time that was just really hard, or who knows what it might be. Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with yet another mini review. This one's actually a mini preview, and we are talking about Hidden Leaders. And Hidden Leaders is one, this has been kind of an interesting journey for me. This is actually a game that I would have done a full-fledged review on. However, it took, I don't know, 2 months, 10 weeks, I don't know, forever to actually show up here at my house. And when it finally did show up a couple weeks ago, I was slammed, just utterly slammed with other content that I was creating. So the Kickstarter is happening soon, and I really wanted to get my thoughts out. So what Hidden Leaders is it is a, well, hidden leader game. And what's happening is you are trying to influence the power structure in this fantasy kingdom in which the emperor has recently died, and you're trying to take over. And you have the water people and the mountain people, and you have the empire, and you have the undead, and all of them want to rule. And you're going to have a hidden leader, which will be face down. Only you are going to know what it is, who's going to be of two of those factions. And at the end of the game, there are set win conditions for each faction. So for the empire to win, they just need to have the empire power marker to be 2 ahead of the mountain one. The water people, if they're in the same square or right next to each other, they're going to win. If both of them are all the way into the far end of the meter and kind of this little dead zone, then the undead are going to win, and so on. And what's going to happen is, as you're playing, you're going to be drawing heroes into your hand, and each of these heroes is going to affect these power structures. It might send one up, might send one down, might send both up, but more importantly, they're going to do other things. And these other things that they do will give you more cards, or might flip other players' cards over, or whatever. And the entire point of the game is you are trying to, by the time someone has X amount of heroes out, to have the factions that you want to win in control. But here's the thing. Other players may have the ability to win with those factions too, because as I said at the beginning, each leader has 2 different factions that they're part of. So then it becomes you want one faction to win, but then you want to have the most heroes of that particular faction out in your tableau in front of you. That's kind of the core of what this game is. Now, so what do I like about this game? First off, and this is the 3rd mini review preview in a row I've said this, I like the art. I won't lie. When they first reached out to me, said, "Are you interested?" I looked at the cover, I was like, "Ooh, yes, I am interested." Then I was an adult, and I went and I looked at the rules, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. But the artwork, well, I'm going to do this, but really, I'm going to put some stuff up here on the screen. It is great. I love this artwork. It's so evocative to me. It makes me want to know more about this universe. Honestly, give me a dungeon crawl. Give me a dungeon crawl with these characters. I am in. So in. Because I love the look of this game. But along with that, I love that it is a quick game as you're going through. You draw a card, you play a card for the most part. If you don't want to play a card, you draw some more cards. And the way that you're able to draw cards from the harbor, which is a face-down deck, or the tavern, which is face-up, and then you're sending other heroes off into the wilderness, which is really kind of the discard pile, which once a harbor's gone, then everyone's going to come back from the wilderness and do whatever. It just works really well. But what really makes it pop for me is the way that you're placing some heroes face down in front of you. Now, there's plenty of reasons for why, but what really makes that work is that it's keeping other players from being able to do any kind of counting of what cards are out there. Because you see a lot of these cards throughout the game, but you're taking stuff and you're putting it face down, so no one knows what that is. And then along with that, you're also, as you're starting to figure out what faction each player might want to win, you might have a card that, ooh, let's just get rid of this. So no one can ever get it. And it's so simple, yet it works so well. This kind of deduction style game, I call it deduction. It's not super deduction when you're trying to figure out what they are. It all just works really well. It's tight, it's fast, and for a game like this, for me, that's what makes it work, is that it is quick and easy to play, and the characters are interesting, and there's enough of them in the deck that you are constantly able to try and pursue different strategies. And so there's a lot of replay value here. But what are my quibbles about the game? And the first one is, it's a quick little game. It's not super thematic in the sense that I don't really care about the different characters on the cards. I mean, I like looking at them, and they all do different things which are important, but I don't really care about the grizzled warrior. Whatever, there he is. I don't care about the long-eared servant. I don't particularly care about the well-instructed mummy or the unconfident executioner, and I should. But really, at the end of the day, I'm like, unconfident executioner, oh, that's interesting. And then I just look down and I see what he does, and that's what I do. And so I wish somehow I got more of the story of this world and this game, and it just popped through a little bit more. And I don't know if that would be, there's ways that there's heroes out there that they clearly like each other or don't like each other, and so if you have them both in your tableau, I don't know what it is, but I just wish, I like the art so much, and I like the way it looks and the way it sounds and the names of these characters. I just wish that there was more to it. Give me more. So that's the one quibble. And the next one is, as with so many of these games, I think there is always that possibility of some AP creeping in. You can absolutely just sit there and try to figure out what it is that everybody is around the table and just spend way more time than you need to on any given turn. And I don't think it happens a lot, but if you are that type of person that can get paralyzed like that, then maybe this could happen in this. And then the last thing I'll say is that this is, and again, this is the prototype that I have, but this is the whole deck right here. I kind of wish I had more, which may seem at odds because I just said that I want to know more about the characters that are there, but I also want more characters. I want more cards. I want this box here to be chock full of more of these characters and these cards that do different things and interact different ways. I want modules that change things. I want to be able to add in little tiny bits of extra mechanics to make the game a little more complex if I want that. And that might all be stretch goals. I have no idea. And I hope that it is. But there you have it, folks. That is Hidden Leaders. I'm overall pretty happy with this game. I think if you're looking for this style of game and you like the art like I do and you like this, well, I always use the word tongue-in-cheek, but I'll use it. This kind of tongue-in-cheek vibe, unconfident executioner, well-educated mummy, all these things is just kind of this kind of off-center. If you like that vibe, and this is definitely one to check out because I think the art's just fantastic, and I think the vibe and the world all is something I want to know more about. So there you have it, folks. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.